Yeah, so I was going to say, this is the I've been saying this in my Spurs group. This is the moment now where we can really put you guys in the mud. Do you know what I mean? Like, you are literally there for the taking. I know a wounded animal is the most dangerous, but I just want to see us be fucking ruthless and just 3-0, 4-0, 4-1, something like that. Like, just really put the nail in the coffin. Do you know what I mean? Like Undertaker. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
you know what? Like, it's crazy because you're talking this talk and hi there guys, and welcome to a Dash of Sports, the North London Derby special. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash, and on today's show I'm going to be having a conversation about the upcoming match between the two North London rivals, Tottenham versus Arsenal, who will be facing each other for the first time this season on Sunday. And before I get into this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment and help me to get these subs up. I truly appreciate it. And also remember to press the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future shows. So welcome to the North London Derby special, Tottenham versus Arsenal, as they face each other for the first time this season on Sunday. So as an Arsenal fan, I thought I'd switch it up for today and invite one of my friends, Mr. Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels, one of the residential pundits on Views TV Official. Everyone's a pundit. I'll put all the details and the links for their show in my description so you'll be able to check that out. And I'll also be appearing on the show after the match with the post-match reactions, so that's going to be very interesting. But for today I thought I'd invite him on and have the preview discussions, find out how we're feeling about both teams entering this derby match, and also talking about the power shift. Is there a power shift? Well, Spurs are league leaders at the moment, sitting high in first position, and Arsenal are just languishing down in the 14th position. This is the first time I've experienced this, so we're going to be having a discussion, a conversation about this power shift. Also, we're going to be going through a combined 11. I wanted to see how many Spurs players and how many Arsenal players can actually make this team, and then it's going to be all about the prediction. Who is going to win? Who's going to be victorious on Sunday? Tottenham or Arsenal? Well, before I get into the video, make sure that you like, comment and subscribe. Truly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right. Hi there guys, and welcome to a Dash of Sports, and this is a special, a North London Derby special. I got my boy here. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Come on now.
Yo, it's Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, you know it represents T. Let's go!
And I'll be your host and presenter. Well, not your presenter today. I'm more like, we're just having a chat. My name is Dashiki Dash, a Dash of Sports, and we're here. And like I said, this is the North London Derby special. And I hollered at my boy Pat. I was like, listen, Pat, we just need to have a chat, man. Let's talk about what's going on right now, because it just feels like, oh man, it feels like I'm in a different dimension the way things have just turned around. But how are you feeling about things, man? North London Derby this Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. I feel really confident. It's a weird one because I feel so confident. It's like I have to check myself sometimes. And it's like, you know them ones where you're like, you don't want to be too confident because, you know I mean, we still got to proceed with caution. Arsenal are a good team. There's no doubt about it. They're going through a sticky patch. We all know that. But on your day, you've definitely got the players to hurt us. And it's a weird one because I saw a tweet on Twitter saying every time we go in as like unanimous favourites, we always end up fucking up. So it's just like, I remember the last time we were strong favourites, we ended up getting spanked 4-2. That's when Guendouzi had his like come out.
Lil Uzi.
Yeah, and then Torreira scored a good goal. Lacazette scored a decent goal. AUBAMEYANG with that first time hit. HUGO was just stood there, didn't even move.
Yeah.
You lot had and I think we went up 2-1, didn't we?
That's right,
so
yeah.
You lot scored first, 2-1 at half time. I was like, okay, we're back in this. And then you lot just, yeah. So I'm a bit apprehensive, but to be fair, if I'm being real, I've got to keep it 100. I feel very confident. I feel that we are levels above you guys at the moment. I mean, the table shows that. And I've got to keep it 100, innit? And I'm just like, just from the performances, the way you guys are playing, it should be a win. It should be a routine win. But we know it doesn't go like that, especially on Derby Day. Do you get what I'm saying? And
I totally
This is
agree.
this is the perfect game for the reason why I'm really scared. Obviously, North London derbies, if we're all being real, any fan that is a real fan, you're always nervous, no matter where you are on the table compared, because it's the game where bragging rights are on the line, isn't it? So
100%.
you're always nervous, you're always itchy and sweaty before the kickoff, and then obviously you just have to let it, you just have to sit back and watch it all unfold. But the reason why I'm a bit more nervous is because you guys have been really bad, but this is the perfect game for you guys to turn your season around. If you guys can't get up for this, then forget it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree. I think it's the perfect opportunity for sometimes Arsenal, we get into the situation where when we play against the top teams, then we show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Even like last season, it was a poor season. Like it got marred, and the papers over the cracks were the FA Cup winning the trophy. And when we came up against the top teams, then we performed. But when we
yeah,
finished
yeah.
eighth, innit? So we finished
Mm,
eighth. So our league proceedings was poor. But then obviously coming to the latter stages of the cup, show that we can raise our game
that's what I'm
against the top
saying.
teams. The only thing that
Yeah.
I would say is playing against a Mourinho side who
Mm,
that he's not on losing points. And
yeah.
the added sweetener to the deal now is the fact that it's Arsenal, who his
Mm,
history of Arsenal already. So it's going to be a tough one. But before we touch on more about this Sunday, because we know that
yeah.
the North London derby, let's just give ourselves or the viewers a little bit of a backdrop in terms of what North London derby means. Like, you know what I mean? You start off, man, as a Tottenham fan.
I mean,
Raised
I,
in Tottenham, right?
yeah, I'm Tottenham through and through. I live like 10, 15-minute walk max from the stadium. I live in Bruce Grove. So the reason why I support Tottenham is because that's all I saw growing up. Do you get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up with a dad or uncle or someone that was a big football fan. So naturally, I got the buzz and the vibe when I see the people walk into the stadium on match days. You just feel that energy and that vibe. And then
Supporting your
obviously
local.
being my local team, literally that is my local team. Boom, that's who I started following. And obviously now we're a good team, and it's great to see us, progress and climb that rank and have that stature. But when I started supporting Tottenham, we were rubbish. You know what I mean? And keeping it
You
100,
gotta keep it real.
Derby days was the only days we look forward to, hoping that we could do something. But usually we'd be like, oh, we're going to get spanked. Thierry Henry wrecking havoc. You guys just playing us off the park. Do you know what I mean? It was horrible. But now at least we go into these games confident. And, for the last 6, 7, 8 years, even if we've always been kind of like there or thereabouts in terms of our positioning with you guys going into the game. But
Yeah.
I knew we could give you guys a game and we could potentially win the game. Before, I was scared, man. It was just one of them. How many, how much corner are we going to hold today, kind of thing. It wasn't
The
good. You
good
know what I'm
old
saying?
days, man. The good
Yeah,
old
yeah.
days. No, but I agree, man. Like for myself, man, it's crazy because I've grown up across London, and
Mm.
my early years is like South London, Brixton. My pops is a hardened Liverpool fan, so
Okay,
I
okay.
grew up around my dad. Obviously, the John Barnes days,
Yeah,
watching Steve McManaman, Ian Rush. So like you would have thought I would have turned into a Liverpool fan, but
yeah.
when I then say like got to about primary school years and then I moved to Islington, then it was like Ian Wright, Ian Wright, Ian Wright, Ian Wright.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then just literally everybody, like being from Islington, everybody supported Arsenal. There wasn't none of this, oh, you supported this team or that team. It was just
As
Arsenal.
standard,
Like nowadays,
standard.
obviously, you got everybody supports every team nowadays.
Yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah.
days, you knew to yourself. If you're from Haringey, it's normally like
You support.
Spurs. If it's like
Exactly.
Islington, it was Arsenal. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, man, like my earliest memories, obviously, watching Arsenal v Tottenham, North London derbies. We're talking about Ian Wright, the old Highbury days, obviously George
Mm.
Graham. Um, man, there's so many memories. The Bergkamp scoring goals against you
That's
guys.
what I'm saying.
Um,
Carney doing bits.
Kanu doing
Just
bits.
yeah.
Luke's Young's career was over after Kanu.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Perez doing bits, Lundberg always controlling the games. Like, I mean, the quality difference was crazy. So, like, it was, yeah, you guys pretty much it was basically like no shade to West Ham or someone like that, or Like it would pretty much be that was our cup final, innit? Coming to you guys playing us,
yeah.
we would raise our game, even if we were 17th, 12th, 13th, whatever it was. You knew we was going to give you a game, but realistically, more often than not, the quality shone through, innit?
So with that in itself, that leads me on to saying, or asking the question, shall I say, does form go out the window?
100%. It's the old adage, and it's a bit
Does
of a
form go out the window? Because I'm thinking
it's a bit of a cliche.
I'm thinking to myself now, obviously for years it's been Arsenal been on top, obviously giving you the beat down. Yeah, we've been on top. Like we go into those games feeling very comfortable, knowing like, yo, when we come up against Spurs, we're not worried about nothing.
That's
and you know, as you said, the monarch to that was always form goes out the window. Now that the roles have reversed, do you think that as Arsenal fans we can feel as confident as that now?
You won't feel as confident. If we're being real, you won't be that confident knowing how you've been playing and not scoring and blah, blah, blah. By the way, when we started this, I think you were 1-0 up against whoever you're playing. Lacazette had scored. So you scored at least today. But typically you haven't been scoring goals. You haven't looked that creative. Defensively, you haven't been that good. But like I said before, this is the game where if these guys have any ounce of pride in them, they will raise their game.
They'll raise their game, yeah.
It's a North London derby. They know what it means to the fans. They know what it means to themselves. Even if you guys aren't going to finish above us in the league, or you want to at least say, yeah, boom, we beat you lot in the derby, and hold your chest high and give the fans something to be proud about for the week.
It's mad. For me, what I would say is I never go into derbies like shook or scared.
Yeah.
Even now at our worst, I'm still not going into this derby thinking to myself, man, we're gonna get battered because of just that rivalry that we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Like me as a fan, I'm not gonna show you that I'm shook. I'm not gonna show the enemy. I'm not gonna show face, because I just feel to myself like in a derby, and we see it across all derbies, innit? Like we see Liverpool, Everton. And look at the gap between them. But
exactly.
when they
give them a game,
they give them a game in it. For many years, we've seen Man City, Man United. They give them a game. With whether it be Rangers and Celtic, they give them a game. So I think when it comes to derby, although wherever we are in the league, and most of the times it's been that you lot have been, below us. I've still never gone into a derby thinking to myself, right, man, like. We're second or third, or we're second or third at that time, and you are in 8th or 7th, and we're going into that game and we're thinking, oh man, we're gonna bat at Spurs. It's always the case where we know to ourselves there's gonna be a really good game. But, you're right in saying that, for us right now, man, I wish I could come on here right now and be beating my chest and be like, yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that. But the reality is, man, we're in our worst form since pretty much the Premier League started.
Yeah, that's what they were saying today. They said this is the biggest gap between Tottenham and Arsenal since the Premier League has started, going into a derby. That goes to show. Obviously, we're first. I know we're joint first, but we're first. You guys are 14th. That's 13 places.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
It's not great. And I think the key thing is, if we had a bit of form going into this game, I would say, yeah, come on, man, let's go. We can do this.
That's it.
But due to the fact that we're lacking in form, we're lacking in goals, the team at the moment is not playing well. Yes, we're doing a little bit of bits here and there in the Europa, but the standard of games in the Europa League should be a given, you know what I mean, for a team the likes of Arsenal. But yeah, man, I just see this game being one of those ones. It could be a hit and miss. At the moment, it's seeming more of a miss than a hit. But like you said, the opportunity to raise your game in a 100% derby
100%
needs to be there.
Like, I no shade. Like Aubameyang can't go on forever not scoring. Do you get what I mean? He's one of the Premier League.
No, man, say how you feel, man. Say how you feel.
I'm being honest. Like I do rate Aubameyang. I know I get onto him at the moment, and I say he's dead. And since he signed the thing, I'm hearing
it. They're calling him Fobameyang.
They're calling him the Gabonese Jamie Vardy, but I said that's a disrespect to Jamie Vardy, because Jamie Vardy scores goals.
I don't know, man. Like, do you think there is a contract curse? I'm not believing this, man.
I'm not
I don't know,
believing
man.
this.
Like he doesn't look the same guy though. Lacazette, I don't even want to. We'll get onto him in a minute. But Aubameyang was always lethal, always. Like I said, even in the last few games, I'm always scared when he. But now when I watch him, I don't know. He doesn't even look the same guy. I don't even know what's going on with him, man.
Confidence is a mad
Do you know what I
thing.
mean?
It's a mad thing. And even from the last game, he's scored goals like obviously nicking it off the goalkeeper, taking it off them, turning and shooting. This time around, he's done the same, and it didn't work out for him. It's just like just lazy on the ball, not making the right movement, not making the right runs. His body language just looks like he's
definitely
fed up a little bit. Yeah, man, it's a tough one. I think personally, I think he was let down in the summer. I think knowing that he was going to sign, and he would have signed a contract asking, you know, what's the squad going to be looking like? What's the team going to be looking like? Obviously, we've brought in Gabriel, brilliant signing.
Yeah,
and we're going to go through our 11 later on, a combined 11. But we've got Gabriel, we've got Partey in the middle, so we're literally fixing our spine, and the creative side to it now is missing. Do you think like an Ozil in this team, or just a creative?
Oh, mate, 100%. I think Arteta deep down, I know he's got a hold face, and do you know what I mean? And he's a guy with pride, and he's not going to really come out and say. But I think deep down he knows he made a mistake. Ozil should have been in that squad, because even right now, come on, let's be real. If Ozil was in the squad right now, he would be getting a run out at some sort. Because what's the worst that could happen? Do you know what I mean? Like he's a creative guy. Yes, he doesn't always look the most, like
pleasing on the eye.
Yeah, he's got a languid body, like in terms of how he carries himself and blah blah blah. But the guy can pick a pass. The guy is creative. The guy can thread the ball through the eye of a needle. You know, he's got something that other players don't really have. So when you're not scoring or creating goals, you give him a run out.
It's always the thing about it is like when you're playing well and you're doing well,
it's cool. We did. It don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But then now, if it's a case where you're not creating and you're not scoring, then it's like, yo, you've got this.
The questions are going to be asked.
Questions are going to be asked. The only thing that said, obviously, as an Arsenal fan, with more insight to the whole issue, I think the whole Ozil and Arsenal business, I think it's run its course. The only thing now, it just seems like, we're cutting our nose to spite our face.
Definitely.
Situation.
Definitely.
But what I would say to the kind of Arteta situation, just to touch on him as a young Arsenal manager and an inexperienced manager, I think Arsenal have let him down. They've let Arteta down, sorry. Because knowing that you're hiring an inexperienced manager. Let's just take Chelsea, for example. And I know that the money is going to always be a factor, but I just feel like Arsenal, who do have money, should have been able to just give him what he needed to start off with. Yeah. Just give him the tools. Like,
100. If they're not on letting Ozil play, and they knew they're going to get rid of him, because I understand he's on a massive contract. If we're being real, yes, right now it looks like you miss him and you made a mistake. But if you look at his stats for the last couple of years, he's been getting like 3 goals, 5 assists, 4 goals.
Yeah, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great. Yeah, it hasn't been good enough.
So I know, like, you always miss something when you don't have it, don't you? So, if you had him, he probably could have been thrown in and he could be doing just as badly as everyone else. And
which I've been saying.
Talk about it.
Which I've been saying.
Because the creativity has been so low, it magnifies it, innit?
That's right.
But the reality is, if you weren't going to play him and you knew he was going to try and wind down his contract and all this other stuff that's going on, you should have definitely got some sort of creative mid in, 100%. So
it is a tough one. It is a tough one, but I agree with what you're saying. I don't particularly think that Ozil would make a massive.
Is the answer, yeah, but it's just that because right now it's so bad, it looks. I
still feel like he's out of 10 games, he'll give you 3 good games, or maybe even 1 brilliant game, 2 decent games, and then the remaining 7, they're like, not ones that are above par. But how are you finding it now with the Kanes and the Sons? Because it's
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I mean, I think Son and Kane are in the form of their life. It's a nice little, like, I can brag a bit because when Jose was first appointed, everyone said he was going to ruin our club. Jose's a cancer. He's a dinosaur. He's lost it. He's not. And right now, I know obviously, yes, there's been games when we might not have been the most creative or dynamic, but if you look at us, we're like second joint top scorers. Defensively, we're looking sound. Son's been doing bits all season. Kane's added a new dimension to his game.
Yeah. I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that.
Like so Jose's definitely brought out the best of these guys, and they were already top ballers anyway. But so yeah, I think right now we're looking good, man. I think we're looking good. I know, yeah, if I'm being real, we should win on Sunday. And if we don't, I'll be very disappointed. Like very, very
Yeah, you definitely I think you know, you guys are definitely the favorites.
Yeah.
And it's been a while. But to be fair, if you actually think about it, we've not beaten you at home for the longest
I know
time.
But,
so
you know, yeah, so I was gonna say this is the I've been saying this in my Spurs group. This is the moment now where we can really put you guys in a mud. Do you know what I mean? Like you are literally there for the taking. I know a wounded animal is the most dangerous, but I just want to see us be fucking ruthless and just 3-0, 4-0, 4-1, something like that. Like just really put the nail in the coffin. Do you know what I mean? Like Undertaker. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
you know what? It's crazy because you're talking this talk, and normally you know how it is, man. And as an Arsenal fan, would be like, "Yo, man, no, this is you're not gonna do this." But we really ain't got a leg to stand on right now, man, because we're in a position where it's like I've not, as an Arsenal fan, I have not been in a position of like as a subordinate to Tottenham for God knows. So this is like a Twilight Zone, like kind of reality.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's just flipped on its head.
2020 is giving us all sorts of surprises. It's like the crystal ball's been shaken up.
It's been shaken up. It's a complete. So I think what are we now safe to say is the dynamics have changed. Is Spurs now the most dominant team in North London now?
We've got to embrace it because, like, you know, you don't want to shy away from it. I know you guys won 2 trophies. This is what's annoying me, though, because even when you guys are crap, you somehow get silverware. I'm like,
you know we do.
Arsenal picked us to silver. It's so frustrating.
I wasn't even gonna touch on that. I wasn't even gonna touch.
No, but I got to keep it 100, man. I can't be talking about. I got to keep, you know, I've got to say everything. So that really frustrates me. So that's what I'm saying. I really want us now to put the nail in the coffin. Because this game can go 2 ways. It's either going to show how good the difference, the gap, the golfing class, or you guys are going to beat us. And then it will be like, yeah, we knew you guys aren't as good as you thought you was. And then this will be the catalyst where you guys start coming up. Do you know what I mean? It's either going to go, so it's either we kick you whilst you're down, or you guys show the fight and start to put some results on the board.
Do you guys think it's going to be a combination of not only just the 3 points that you need to keep you at the top, the fact that obviously beating us is an added bonus. Is there pressure? Do you think that you can fall to pressure?
I don't know, man. I don't want to, because you know, like the Chelsea game, it was a really cagey game. Like
cagey.
Lampard and Mourinho just didn't want to lose that game. No one went for it.
This is what I was saying. This is what I mean. About Jose Mourinho. Like he's the type of manager that he goes into games and he says it like he's not.
I will not lose.
Mentality.
Exactly. And then if we nick it, we nick it. Because the first half of the Tottenham Chelsea game, it was a really tactical. Even though it was a 0-0, it was quite a good game to watch. It was tactical. You could see how they was. Second half was boring, and Chelsea were the better team, and we just just don't lose. But I really want to see. I don't want us to go into this game with you guys saying do not lose. I want us to really take it to you guys and just try and beat you lot. You know what I mean? I know
so
that really.
With that now, we've struggled with the low blocks, innit? We've struggled with that, and I don't know if it's a case where Mourinho will look at that and think to apply that, or you have been good in attack as well with the counter. But I just have a feeling it's like if you look try and take the game to us, it's gonna benefit us.
Yeah, it's gonna play into your hands. Yeah,
I feel like the low block situation, we've just struggled with that all season. We've literally, like, even the game against Aston Villa, the game against Leicester, Wolves. It's just been those games. Actually, Wolves, they took it to us. But the 2 games that we had at home, Leicester and Aston Villa, we've just struggled against that low block. So I'm just wondering how you feel that Tottenham is going to approach the game.
That's a really interesting one, because us being at home and being the favourites, you'd like to see you know what? To be honest, I don't actually know. That's just me being real, because I like to say like we'd like to go, you know, gung ho, not gung ho, but just be more on the front foot and really give it to you guys and see how you guys are defensively and see how you're set up. But I can also, like you said, we know you guys are struggling against a low block, and I think Jose will also be very cautious that we don't want to give you guys a freebie, basically. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. It's a tricky one.
Come Sunday, all I just got to say is, man, if we got to do anything this season, we got to beat you lot and at least take these points, because you guys if you guys win the league this season, oh man, I want to hear the end of it.
Yeah, not for me.
I would not hear the end of it, because you guys were just, man.
I'll be spazzing every group. I'll be tweeting like a maniac. I'll even rejoin Facebook. I've been on Facebook for like 7 years. You'll see me bang in a Spurs shirt. You see when you lot when you lot didn't win the Champions League. Yeah,
oh my goodness, that was just like.
I know. That's
that in itself.
Yeah, and talking of the Champions League, this is why I put this on. I got my lucky, because this shirt will always be. So like, it will always go down as the night in Ajax when Lucas Moura scored that hat trick. So do you know what I mean? So I've got, this is considered my lucky shirt. So I've got this on today, ready for the derby.
You think that OB is gonna work? Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. You know what I mean? I've got good. Stay away from me. I'm ready.
But if we move on to like the players now, obviously. We touched on Aubameyang, obviously lacking a form, Lacazette not doing well. Then you got on your side, you got lack of threat. I agree.
Or Lacazette with their Z's at the end.
I agree. In terms of that, you got Aubameyang right now, who's signed a contract and he's not doing. He's doing bits. We're obviously missing Pepe. Partey might not be playing in this game.
Well, they said he's out to December. First and foremost, I saw he's out to December, New Year. But then I've seen Arteta say that he might make the squad on Sunday. So
yeah, the situation. I think they did a scan. I think he's the scans come back that it's okay. It was just basically a hit and miss of whether or not he's going to be training this week. And if he trained and he came through the training sessions all right, then he could be on the bench. But you know these situations where like a player comes back from injury. He might come back. He might.
It's a bit peak.
The only players that get away with that is like Aguero, who's injured for about 6 months, comes back and then bangs.
And still come and score. I know, weird. But saying that, Aguero's he ain't got that anymore, man. Aguero definitely hasn't got that anymore. It's looking like, Well,
there's rumours that they're looking to offer him like and sell him on, but we'll just see about that. But obviously. You guys are in form right now. There's no hiding it. There's no denying it. Your players are doing their bits. You know, I mean, you got Kane dropping into that deep 10 role, creating, because you don't really have a creative guy if you think about it.
And that's the irony behind it. It's like we got rid of Eriksen. Obviously, we all knew that saga was unfolding, and Lo Celso was meant to come in and be that guy, but he's not really that creative. Lo Celso's good at driving with the ball, and he can pick a pass here or there. Tanguy can pick a pass as well, but you wouldn't say Tanguy is a out and out, you know, like maestro number 10. But Kane is that guy. Like when he drops, you can see him. His head's on a swivel, and Kane's weight of pass on that through ball
his passing
so
range
accurate.
is mad.
Yeah,
and you got HOJBJERG right now. Obviously, there was doubts about whether or not you can cut it at Spurs
at that
level.
He looks good, man. He looks good. He's just active, isn't he? He's just nippy. He's always around and he breaks up play. But the thing with HOJBJERG that I like is that he just keeps it simple. He breaks up play, gets the ball, he just gives it away. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't try and do too much. He doesn't try and spray a pass. It's just nice and simple. Doesn't overcomplicate things.
And what about your two Madrid guys? We'll start with that Reguilón.
I just call him Reggie. Just call him Reggie for sure. Man.
Like he's looking quite decent though.
He started a bit shaky, like in the cup
needs to hit the weights though.
Yeah, Azpilicueta sent him for flipping chicken and chips with that cutback. He was sliding all the way to next week, boy. But he's a bit rash sometimes, but he's a good player. He's very quick. Yeah, he definitely needs to get a bit bigger, because even I think it was against Chelsea, he got weighted off the ball quite a few times in the first half. But he's good, man. I like him. Good little player. And obviously Gareth Bale, you said about
Tiger Woods
good guy. Yeah, I'm still, he's still finding his feet.
I think the hype.
He scored a penalty.
I think the hype
But,
has gone off Gareth Bale now. You know that
he's not the same guy. Obviously, he's not like he's not motor man. He's not gonna kick the ball past you and do a 70-yard dash and do you know what I mean? Like I haven't even seen him get like basically hit full stride like with his sprint yet. So I don't even know.
I think
the legs
you know what you see with Gareth Bale. It's a situation is he's a player that when you if you get into latter stages of tournaments, the latter stages of the league, and if you're still up there competing, those games that you need those vital points and vital goals, he might turn up for those games. But right now, at the beginning of the season and all of that, where the nitty gritty and you know everybody's just like grafting, it ain't gonna work for him.
That's it. But we have to be fair as well because he hasn't played in so long, like properly. I didn't realize that he the last year.
I was telling you this though.
Madrid, he'd been frozen out. He hadn't played, so it's a bit mad. He's like so behind in terms of physical shape.
I was telling you this. You weren't listening.
Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I know. Obviously, I was gassed, didn't it? It's Gareth Bale coming home. Like, come on, it was mad. Like, no one expected it to happen. But
for those that don't know, me and Pat, obviously, we're good friends, and we've got the group chat going, and we're always talking back and forth about, as you know, obviously Arsenal Spurs in the group chat. It goes off, and I'm always telling this guy. I tell him something, then a year later or something. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he agrees with me. There's too much pride, Pat, man. Too much pride.
But I mean, Gareth Bale. He like you said, he's. I think he'll come good. Not come good in terms. He's not going to be the old Gareth Bale, but he will definitely add to the team. But obviously, it's not going to be that motor. You know what I mean? That Speedy Gonzalez, like
you're not seeing that.
Yeah, high flying guy.
I think what Spurs have been doing, and from what I've been hearing, they've just been easing him. Like trying to get him to train at his own kind of pace and trying to do any strenuous stuff because you know he's like one of those breakdown cars that just break down cover.
We've got to ease him in. He's not played a lot of football, and to be fair, he has been quite injury prone in the latter stages of his career. So
throughout his career, he's been injury prone, man. He had his injury. Yeah, the last year, but even at Tottenham, he was quite injury prone with like muscle injuries and stuff like that. Obviously, going to Madrid, it just I don't know what kind of training they were doing out there. But just to touch on, obviously, like you know, we've spoken about our players, and usually with things like this, we have like a combined 11. So
I'll keep it simple.
Let's go with it. Let's go with it. I don't mind. I don't mind
player for player. Are we doing player for player, like position, or are we just gonna say, boom, this is what I think, or how do you want to do it?
No, we combine both of us. So obviously we'll start from keeper, then we'll work our way up.
Okay. So keeper definitely Lloris right now, 100%. Lloris he's got like 4 or 5 clean sheets. He's making good saves. He's solid. He's a lot better than in my opinion, he's always been better than Leno. I know people were saying last year. You put
that tweet out there, and it was close. It was close. Obviously, I think this situation it goes with the fact that you lot have kept, you got a good defensive record. I think that this season Leno has been exposed in terms of the fact that our defense hasn't been as crisp as it started off well. You know what I mean? Because at one point we did have a really good defensive record. We had even the best defensive record.
You did because at the beginning of the season everyone was going on about Gabriel coming in and being I think Leno's a good keeper, but like you said,
we've lost 5 games. We've lost 3 games at home. There's been a few times where Leno's like kind of parried it back into the Wolves game as you saw that. So
Aston Villa, he didn't have the best game as well.
I'll give you Hugo Boss. So what we're saying, we're starting centre backs.
Centre backs. We've got Dier and Toby. Toby's out, so he doesn't count, does he? So who have you got? Gabriel.
We've got Gabriel, and normally it's either Holding or David Luiz. I would put Gabriel in there.
That's what I was gonna say. I'll put Gabriel and Eric Dier. That would be the 2 centre backs for me.
Now Dier's made he's made some strides now, man. Like
he has. He looks a lot better. He looks a lot better. He just looks a bit more. Dier's never gonna be somebody that's gonna win everyone over because obviously of the way he plays, and he's not like the quickest or the most like cleanest on the ball and all of that. But he's a no nonsense centre back. He's a meathead. Get the ball, clear it. Do you know what I mean? Make a good, but he's been making some good tackles, to be fair, as well. He's looked a lot better. Reading of the game has looked better as well recently.
See,
so
with me now, where you put Dyer there, and he just historically he hasn't been the greatest defender, and plus like he has his moments. I would actually put David Luiz.
Ah, no way.
Honestly, I'll put David Luiz there.
Nah.
Do you know why? Because I just feel like in terms of, you see David Luiz, yeah, his situation is this: when he's poor, he's really poor. But when he's good, he's actually really good.
Yeah.
But with Dyer, he doesn't have. Dyer's like plain. You know what I'm saying? It's just
he's no frills, but I mean, if we're going off this season, it's got to be Dyer.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't put Luiz in there because I can't. Not right now. So, I mean, 'cause, like you said, on his day, Luiz is a good guy. A good player. When he's on his game. And the fact Luiz can always come up with a goal or a free kick and all of this, and you know what I mean, he can play, he can spray a ball, blah blah blah. But right now, no, I can't justify that.
All right, so we've got Hugo Boss, LLORIS in goal. We've got centre backs Eric Dyer,
Gabriel,
22 million. Come on, man. Let's just talk up Gabriel quickly. 22 million.
What team did he come from?
He came from
Was it Rennes or Lyon?
Lille?
Okay,
yeah.
He came
from Lille.
That's a very shrewd bit of business.
Do you know what I always say about players that are coming from other leagues, especially like, you know, your France and stuff like that? As long as you can come to the league and just hit the ground running, that's the best you can do. Because normally you're like, oh, it's going to take him a season to conform. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to see all of that. Like, where we need you to perform there and then, that's what we need.
Are you man enough for the job? Can you come in and do a job? But so far, I can't complain, man. He's definitely one of the better centre-backs for me in the Premier League. So, good player, man.
Full-backs, where are we going to start, left or right? Where do you want to go?
Let's go right. I think it's Aurier right now. So, he's been better than Bellerin. 100%.
Yeah, that one I can't argue. I don't think Bellerin...
when I saw him against Aston Villa, that's when I said, nah, this guy needs to hit the gym. Grealish had him on toast. And then when Grealish gave him that little shoulder barge, and Bellerin was poor. That was poor from Bellerin. The thing about Bellerin is obviously since his injury, he's just never been the defender that, you know, he's lost his pace. What was that game where he was sprinting back and caught up? And Bayern Munich against,
that was right. That's right. Munich. Yeah. Lost the ball.
When I saw that, I was like, "What? This guy is just it was crazy. He was rapid, rapid.
And since now he's got a knee injury and he turned vegan, that's all you vegans out there.
He looks weak. Yeah, he's not been the same. So, and then left back, you guys have got. Who have you got?
We got Tierney.
Tierney. I will go.
You can't argue with that. The reason why I say Tierney is because he's already done it. Like last season, he's proved that he's a good player. Coming obviously from Celtic, come with a bag of experience up there, but then obviously coming to the Premier League, he hasn't looked out of sort. And obviously your Reggie guy, he's only just touched down.
I'll give it to Tierney then because he's got a bit more experience there, and he's got a year on him. That's fair enough.
So we've got you said Aurier, innit?
Yeah, Aurier definitely. Aurier right back.
It's mad because now Aurier, like, you know, you lot are giving him full ratings.
I know. No, I am. You know what? Because I've been Aurier's biggest critic. I hated the guy last year and the year before. But to his credit, the guy's come in and this year he has looked solid. No homo. He's looked like he's been a good player, man. I can't really fault him. Against Man United, he was really good. Against Chelsea, he's been good, man. Like I can't knock him, innit? Until he makes a mistake. We've got to be fair, innit? If players not good and, you know, this and that, but when they are good and when they perform, you've got to give them their flowers and just be real with it.
All right, so how we sorting out this midfield?
What are we gonna go? Are we gonna go with a 3? So a DM and 2 like CMs?
Yeah, we can go with that.
So our DM, I'll definitely give it to HOJBJERG.
I'll give it to. I can't say Partey or anything. To be fair, I can't.
He's not played enough, innit? Enough.
HOJBJERG, you know what? He's no nonsense. He's a Mourinho player, and he looks like he takes Mourinho's tactics, the information down to a T.
Yeah. He's a
One
little
of those-
general on the thing. He's just like literally mini Mourinho on the pitch. You're just he just does what the coach wants. And like I say, just keeps it simple. It's like
what was the game that he was like fist pumping? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Against
After
Chelsea.
The game,
No, it was during the
Chelsea,
game. I think the striker shot and it went over wide.
Yeah,
and
it's like You see it. He's on it. He's amped up. He's ready. Yeah. And then So who have you got in midfield? Who would you say are your candidates?
Well, do you know what? I'll put Partey there. I'll put Partey just based on pedigree. I don't think you've got anybody else that will kind of rival Partey in a sense. And that's just me trying to throw an Arsenal player in there. But
I'm trying to, because we would have Sissoko and Tanguy. Those would be the two that would obviously
then definitely put Partey in there.
So put Partey there, and I'd say put NDOMBELE there.
Yes, so I like the fact that you touched on NDOMBELE. Talk to me about him now.
Yeah, I'm impressed, man. Like, because obviously, I always hoped that he would have a future with Tottenham. I always hoped he would come good, but there was times last year when I couldn't defend him, and obviously, when he wasn't making the team, I couldn't really say much because when he played against Burnley,
but you were still defending him though, because when I was trying to tell you.
But I was defending him, but it's just my arrogance, innit? I wasn't defending him because of what I'd seen. Like, no, obviously, sorry, that's
you didn't want to concede to the fact that
that's it.
The amount of money that you spent, and the fact that obviously he wasn't.
It wasn't working out, because the guy, we all knew the guy had bundles of ability, but when you saw him against Burnley and Carragher broke it down after the game, I was like, oh man, this is bad. You know what I mean? Like Carragher's like, he didn't even break into a full sweat. He didn't break into no sprints. He was literally walking, and man's it was awful. But this year, you can see the guy's trimmed down a bit. His application.
He's still only getting about 60 though. 60, 70.
The last couple of games, I think he played.
Has he done a 90 yet?
He's done a 90 a couple of times. Okay. And Jose, if you notice, Jose's been starting him in Europa Premier League. So he's been playing consistent football. But the way the guy can just wriggle and maneuver his body and get past, he just glides past people. Just drops the shoulder, boom, he's gone. And he can pick a pass as well. He's a good player, man. Top player.
All right. So just a quick recap. We've got LLORIS in goal, DIER, GABRIEL centre-backs, full-backs on the right, AURIER on the left, TIERNEY. The middle is looking NDOMBELE, HOJBJERG, and PARTEY. We're going with a front three.
Okay, front three. So obviously Son and Kane get in there. Like, we don't need to worry about that. It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Like, mate, yeah. What can I say? What can I say?
No-brainer.
I've got to keep it real, man. It's a no-brainer.
And then we put AUBAMEYANG in there, and that's it. Like, I would.
AUBAMEYANG not based on form, but on his day.
The pedigree, the pedigree of the guy. He's a scorer. Like, even now, I don't know his record off the top, but I'm sure his goal scoring record in the Premier League is still up there. Listen, right now.
The thing about the situation of AUBAMEYANG, and you see it with strikers, when the confidence is not there all the way, you can see it can fully affect, the output. And listen, we're not creating nothing.
Yeah, that's what I was about. You took the words right out of my mouth, because I was about to say it's not even like AUBAMEYANG's getting chances and he's missing. He's not even getting chances. So if we're keeping it 100, it's not just his fault. It's not like he's getting the ball and he's, you know what I mean? He's messing up. He's not even getting the chances. So it's not just him, innit? He can't do everything.
He can't do everything. He's definitely not, I always say this amongst Arsenal fans as well. He's definitely not an Henry. I know he wears the number 14, but you got to remember what Henry was. He was the king of assists. He was if he weren't scoring goals, and that's the thing. If as a striker, sometimes if you're not scoring goals, and then the other side of the game is you're not putting in the dogged work. And I'm not saying that AUBAMEYANG doesn't track back and he doesn't defend, because he's actually really good at that. But it's just like, if you're not then taking the ball, then assisting someone else, and the fact that we don't have other players that are contributing to goals just makes it even far more worse. Willian's not doing anything. Pepe's not doing anything. Then we're relying on the younger bucks, like Saka. Man,
he's a good player, but the thing with Saka is you can't
rely on him. He's 18.
But you're playing him at left back as well, so it's not a lot more. It's like he's not really getting into those advanced roles. So what can he really do?
Well, at the moment he's not. It depends on obviously the formation that we're playing, but he's playing on the left hand side because AUBAMEYANG's now moved into the middle, which is that,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's cried for Aubameyang. Oh, he needs to play through the middle, he needs to play.
Yeah,
But last
yeah,
season,
yeah.
he played from the left and got the majority of his goals from the left. So I
Oh,
don't really
okay,
agree
okay.
with all of that. He needs to play in the middle business, because like now that he's gone in the middle and he's played a couple of games or so, a few games, he's still not getting goals. So it's not
Yeah.
his position of where he's playing. It's just the fact that we're not finding him. And I liken Aubameyang to like kind of a Vardy as well, because if you look at Leicester, when they get the ball, they know that ball needs to go to Vardy
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
away.
straight.
You go
Yeah,
and find
yeah.
him. Where with Arsenal is like obviously too much sideways passing. Our passing is quite slow, and by the time we
Yeah.
try and get the ball to Aubameyang, you know, the defense is already
It's all set
behind the
up.
ball,
Yeah,
it's all
it's all
set up,
set up.
and
Yeah.
Aubameyang's not a guy that's going to take on 2-3 players and then bang it in. He's more of a guy that in the box, get that ball across the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
He's going to tap
And
it
bang.
in on bang,
Yeah,
or
that's it.
you know. So it's a difficult
Yeah.
one. But you know what? When I was thinking about this, Pat, I was thinking to myself, man, this combined 11 is going to be looking mad Spursy. But I'm quite
Yeah.
happy with that. I'm quite happy with that.
I said before, for like that the only person that gets in is Aubameyang, really. But yeah,
But when you
look
actually
at it,
think
when you
about
break
it,
down,
you break
yeah,
it down,
yeah.
it's not bad.
'Cause-
I can, you know, there's arguments with LLORIS and Leno, but you've given some
Nah,
good
nah.
points.
I think Lloris is clear Leno right now. I
Yeah.
really do. Like no bants aside, like all jokes. I think he's clear with him.
Yeah.
Obviously, of this season, I would have said Reggie, but I understand where you're coming from. And Tierney hasn't looked that bad, even if your team hasn't been doing good. I can't really fault there's not been a moment where I'm like, oh, Tierney, you flopped, or Tierney,
Yeah,
you did this,
I don't think he's had
like,
those kind of performances
yeah,
this season.
exactly. So I can't really fault that. Obviously, Aubameyang will always get in because he is a quality player, and sooner or later he's, well, you hope, I don't, but sooner or later he's going to have to start showing some sort of form.
Listen,
Otherwise, it's like,
I reckon. Listen, man. You know what the old saying is. I just think his form will pick up, and the class will show. I think it's just one of them ones where if he gets a goal on Sunday,
yeah, that's
if
it.
he gets a goal on Sunday,
well,
turn
if
up
he does, let's just hope that we still win the game. And like, 3-4-1, cool.
Let's get into it then. Let's get it, because I feel like we've been tamed. Like, what is your prediction? I know that you think that Spurs are going to win, but in terms of scoreline, what are we saying?
Oh, this is a difficult one, man. I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1.
3-1, yeah.
Okay.
3-1.
You got goal scorers in mind?
Son, Kane, Son. I think.
And
Kane
Son's
will
got a double,
assist.
yeah? Brace?
Yeah. So, yeah. I think Kane will be dropping deep initially to find Son. And then when the game opens up, Kane will probably score off a crossed ball or some sort of build-up play. So, yeah, I'm going to say Son 2, Kane 1.
Man. Over to me, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else in the room? All right. Do you know what? I'm going with 1-1.
Okay.
I see 1-1. I just feel like it's gonna be a tad cagey.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a situation where I could see Arteta going defensive, and ultimately, you know what Jose Mourinho's been dissed about in terms of sitting back and soaking up pressure. Arteta has adopted that, but I feel like no fault to himself, because obviously the personnel is not really there. So I think we're going to be the ones that are going to be on defense mode and maybe hold on to that 1-1. So yeah, I think 1-1. If not 1-1, then a Desmond.
Yeah. Okay. 2-2.
So 2-2.
Yeah, I like that.
But the fact that we're not scoring, I can't really put myself with a 2-2. So I'll say 1-1. 1-1. I'm going with a 1-1 draw.
I think if you guys score first, that will make the game really juicy, because then we're going to have to obviously chase it and it will open it up. But I think if we score first, I think it's game over, really. So,
listen, it's not often I go into these games thinking to myself, man, what are we going to do? How is it going to pan out? But I got to remain, my confidence still has to be there.
It's a bit mad as well, because we got fans in as well. So
it's
going to be interesting to see how that. I know
2,000. It's crazy in a 6,000 seater. 2,000.
I know
that's just like a drop.
2,000. Exactly. But it's going to be. There's so many interesting parts to this game, because these 2,000 fans. Will we hear them? I think it's going to be interesting, man. Because obviously, like, yeah, it's mad because when
And
the
you,
stadium's empty, you can hear everything. But I think you will hear the fans. They're going to be so hyped and so amped. And it's the
yeah.
first game back is a derby. That's nuts. Like the
So how does the
timing for us
how does the allocation work though? Because we play today and there's been fans in the stadium.
yeah.
So is it in terms of like home and away? What's
No,
the
it's just
allocation
all.
like?
It's
Is it
just
just all home?
just all home.
Okay,
Like even I saw a bit of your game before we jumped on, and they literally show you where you can sit. It's like they X out the seats that you can't sit on, so they
so it's
basically everyone's
staggered.
socially distanced. Yeah,
Mm.
so you're around the whole stadium, 2,000. So it's a bit mad, but yeah, it would be interesting because we're gonna see it, live in the flesh and see what it's like.
Yeah, so
But
we
it adds.
we're literally recording this on the day that Arsenal's playing Europa League, and
Mm,
I opted to do this North London derby rather than watching that game. I'll watch that later. But yeah, man, I think we've covered pretty much most of it. Obviously, I'm coming to the table of this North London derby a bit somberish, a bit down, but this is my team. I
that's
stay
it.
strong with it, and this is
It's the
football.
perfect time and a perfect game for you guys right now, to be fair. If you was playing, I don't know, a Aston Villa or a Leeds
Yeah.
or maybe not Fulham, but yeah, like a team that is like kind of like a mid-table team that you should beat, it'd be a tricky game for you guys. But this is the game where you have to be on it, you have to be up for it. So it's a perfect time for you guys to now try and kickstart your season. So that's why I'm a bit apprehensive, but I still think right
You
now we should
listen,
have the quality to see the game
you need
out.
to stop. You
You
need
know
to
what I mean?
stop all of this business. You're such an on the fence guy, man. Like this is the opportunity for
Nah.
you. I was expecting you to be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, but I've got to be real because we go into so many derbies and we even see like even like your Liverpools and Evertons where the golfing class is massive, and even on the day it's like
yeah,
it's
no, I
mad,
hear
isn't it?
that. No, I
It's a bit of a weird one because yeah, I do believe that we should beat you guys and beat you guys,
yeah.
but football doesn't work like that,
It
does it?
doesn't work
So
like that. It
I
doesn't work
mean,
like that.
it's
I think long gone the days of it being a case of how North London derbies used to be and how fans used to interact. Because we always
yeah,
have our banter. It's always going to be like, oh, you look, ain't won a trophy and this and that, blah, blah.
yeah,
When it comes on the day, real fans know when it's on the day, all of that goes out the window. You know what I mean? So that's why we can
exactly
have
that.
like this type of conversation where it is a bit more sensible. Although you
Yeah, yeah.
throwing jabs here and there, it is a sensible conversation. And all I gotta
Yeah.
say, man, look, man, may the best team win. Obviously, I hope it's Arsenal. And yeah, man, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna see.
Yeah,
Who,
yeah, the
we're gonna
love
see.
virtual
We're gonna,
handshake.
we're gonna see
It's it,
who has the bragging
yeah,
rights.
exactly, bro. I mean, if we win, we still stay top as long as Liverpool don't score like 50 goals in one game. So,
Yeah,
because even if they win their game, we're still better goal difference. So that is I mean, that alone with the Arsenal whole thing, that's
and
more than enough incentive
and
for
this is
us.
what
Do
I
you know what I mean?
always and this is what I always say to you in terms of like being an Arsenal fan and how successful we had been in obviously yesteryears.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like although we come up against Spurs and we have that banter and stuff like that, as you're seeing now is the be all and end all realistically is for you lot to get 3 points and just to spring on.
yeah,
The derby, yes,
exactly.
it's a derby, but if you come away from this derby and you don't get the 3 points, you're gonna be very disappointed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to be
Because
really exactly.
you want to push on, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
this game
yeah.
isn't just about, oh, it's a North London derby. For us, obviously, is to get 3 points on the board because we're 14th place and it's
Yeah,
mad.
it's a bit mad.
Uh,
Yeah, it's a bit mad. Yeah.
so like just beating you isn't like, oh, okay, we beat you, but the points is the most important thing. And for you guys, the points is important because you're trying to step away from Liverpool at the present moment. So
Exactly. That's it. We need those 3 points, man, and then so we can just move on because obviously we've had a tricky fixture, like running, and we just need to try and just, you know what I mean, heads down, another 3 points, and then yeah, if we can come out of this, all these fixtures with the points we need, then we can really see what we're saying.
yeah.
So,
Well, like I said, man, may the best team win. Any final thoughts, Pat?
uh, good luck. Obviously, I've got to be sportsmanlike. Good luck. Obviously, not too
Stop
much luck.
lying, man.
Like,
You hate
yeah.
us.
No, I hate Arsenal with a passion. I can't lie about that. But I also want to see a good game. But
Yeah.
I like I said,
Most
I want us.
importantly, yeah,
Yeah, I want
good
to see a
game.
good game. No injuries for either team. And we obviously, I just want to
No
see us.
red
Like I said,
cards, no nothing like that, man.
yeah,
Nice,
nothing like that. Let's see
yeah,
a nice
11 v
game. I
11.
made may the best team win on the day. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
man,
what I
that's
want
what
to
we
say.
can hope for.
I don't want it taken out of our hands, not my hands or your hands, but let's
Yeah,
see
yeah.
a good game, and then whoever's up for it on the day wins. You know what I mean? I want to see, but like I said, I want to see us guys really put the nail in. It's time for Spurs to show that they're better than Arsenal, because every year we say it, every year, and somehow you guys, it blows my mind,
I
man.
always
Like, we
tell
could
you,
be,
Pat, we
yeah,
always get the
like,
last laugh. The last laugh
no,
always ends with
against
us.
against Leicester, it was us and them in the flipping title race. Obviously, we fell off, and then you guys ended up finishing second. I was like, what the? Do you know what I mean? Last year, you lot win a trophy or two. I'm like, oh man. So this year, let's just put you guys to rest nice and
Yeah.
early and just kick on. That's what I want to see from us. Obviously, you guys want to see that. Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting dynamics to this game. So I'm really looking forward to it.
It is definitely interesting. And like I said, man, it definitely feels like a Twilight episode. And the role reversals, and 2020 has just been a mad year. But
It's been mad.
Let's just hope, man, as we're seeing that with fans in the stadium now, and we're seeing a bit of like light in terms of normality.
Yeah, the end of the tunnel kind of thing.
Yeah, let's just hope that
slowly.
we're able to get these. Look, man, for me as an Arsenal fan right now, I just want us to be able to have a good performance for us to at least get these 3 points and just use this as a springboard. I think
that's it.
This game probably has come at a decent time if we want to see it in a positive way. Like, if we can get the 3 points, we can springboard, get a bit of confidence in the squad, and then just push on from that, man. That's
100%. I hear that. That makes a lot of sense.
But Pat, man, where can they find you? You got to shout out your bits and bobs.
Yeah. So my name is Patrick Tyrant, and it's pretty simple, Patrick, and then Tyrant. You can find me on Instagram. But obviously, if you really want to interact, I'm on Twitter, same handle. I'm always on there talking my talk. Yeah, this in Arsenal. I think I said yesterday, Arsenal in the mud. Can you imagine getting rid of Giroud and then keeping Lacazette? Obviously,
listen, that
Giroud
situation there, though, people don't understand. In order for us to have gotten Aubameyang, we needed to get rid of Giroud. So
I take it. It's just a bit of tongue in cheek. Obviously, if a man scoring 4 goals in a Champions League game, and you're not struggling.
He's doing bits.
Yeah,
he's doing bits. He showed his experience in that game in terms of the goals that he took. Just calm.
Yeah,
nothing to worry. He's not rash. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
But yeah,
my Siri just went off. But yeah, no, that's yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to Sunday, and may the best team win. That's all I can say.
All good, man. Dashiki Dash here, a dash of sports. This is the North London Derby special. Hopefully, we can have more of these kind of conversations, Pat, because I really want to touch on more.
Definitely. Oh yeah, and of course, you can catch us on Views TV official.
Yes.
My boy Dash will be on it. That's our podcast. That's my platform.
Yeah, man. Shout that out, man. Put that out. I'm gonna put all the information in the description. You guys are not gonna miss out. You can find me obviously on Views as well. I've been there a few times, giving my opinions. Pundit show.
Leon Semper's the host. Great guy. He's a Man United fan. Shout out to Leon Semper.
I definitely gotta get Semps on something like this as well, man. So I'm kind of annoyed.
When you guys do Man United and Arsenal, have they played already?
We've already played. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's it. You missed it.
We just gotta wait. We gotta wait until the next time.
Maybe there's a cup tie or something. Yeah, there you go.
So shout out to Semps, man. Views and the whole Views team.
So Views TV official, just Views VIEWS TV official. Dash will be joining us on Sunday for the North London Derby special.
Right, the reaction.
The wrap up after the game. So that'll be a good one. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I appreciate it, Pat, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Your first guest on the Dash of Sports, man.
There you go. That's it.
There you go. So hopefully many more. And yeah, man. Like I said, I'd love to get that out of here, man.
lucky green.
I would love to get you back on here and just what I want is for us to have more conversations about the North London and just I'm intrigued by the dynamics and the way things have changed. And I don't hide, so this is a good opportunity to be able to just see things from where you have been for so many years.
Just to put a bit of context on it for all the other guys watching, or all the guys watching, we had a conversation on Views TV last year about a power shift, myself and Jason Alex, who's a big Arsenal fan.
Yep.
And we had a big argument, a discussion. We got everyone involved. I said there's been a power shift. Jason said there hadn't. He spoke about trophies. I spoke about league standing, stature, who we're attracting now, the manager, the run of the Champions League, blah, blah, blah. And I think if we can really put the nail in the coffin on Sunday, I don't think there's an argument now about the power shift. So I'm
Hey,
really
man.
hoping we can do it.
I'm gonna leave you with them last words as you are the guest here today. I'll leave you with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching, guys, man. If you've obviously made it this far into the show, I appreciate your love and support. And if you need to obviously get further information about Dash Sports, just come and check me out on I'm on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, so just check out Dash Sports. And with that being said, until the next time, guys, peace.